Anyone there?
Might have been me firing it up the stream.
I got Andrew Listener coming in at around about 6:45. I'll sort of give him a quick introduction, and then I'll give him a talk while as you told me, there's a safety car coming in.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series in officially licensed cars engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello, everybody. How are we?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate.
Fantastic, Zippy.
Good start, Roy.
Evening, AJ.
You made it, Luke.
You want to?
Well, it's Zippy's birthday. Why wouldn't we be fantastic?
Do you want to drag Andrew in?
Yeah, you want to drag Andrew in? I don't know how to.
Just give
Andrew,
me a minute and
yeah,
I'll find him.
he's down in the split room, green room. Good evening, everyone. How are we all today out in the chat room? Thank you for most of you for the happy birthday wishes. We have got Luke Allman, who's sounds like he's slightly under the weather. We have Mark Dial and Roy Clark in here tonight. He's come in to join up if he gets the chance to talk about the tyres. And we have the great boss himself, Andrew Johnstone. So welcome, everyone.
Hey, Zippy. I thought I'd stop by and have a bit of a look before I get a bit too happy-duty and head on out.
You sound pretty happy to duty to me anyway. Hey, Andrew, we got you in here now, mate.
Evening, boys. How are you?
And we
Evening.
have a special guest tonight, Andrew Listener. We're going to talk to him about how he's been coping in the vets. He's fairly new to vets, and yeah, he's come up from split 4 to split 3. So welcome, Andrew.
Thanks, guys. Hi, everyone on YouTube. Good to be in the broadcast.
Out there in the chat rooms, can you make sure that you can let us know that if you can hear us or not?
Yeah, Andrew sounded a little
Yeah.
bit quiet then, but yeah, YouTube guys will let us know, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm just doing some volume adjustments inside here.
So we're here for 40 laps of Barber.
Just
Yeah.
just for the guys out there in YouTube, if you do notice anything weird tonight, or yeah, we had a bit of a meltdown with all the files during the week, so we started from scratch. So there might be a few things go wrong. Maybe it'll all just go smooth, but yeah, just be aware. It's been one of those weeks.
I don't know about you, Andrew, but how do you feel about this track, you know, with the name Barber?
Barber Black Sheep, yeah. I get it.
Yeah, I just thought of that
I-
when
I-
you say.
Only you, Zippy. Only you.
Oh yeah, but if you look at the map that comes up on the screen when it does it with all the extra over tracks, it does look like to me it looks like a guy and girl going for it.
Hang on,
Oh,
there we
boy.
go. Drifted off for a minute there. You completely lost me.
You do realise this is still prime time, you know?
Yeah, I was being nice.
And Andrew deliberately didn't put the map up for that whole reason.
Yeah, well, come on, Andrew, put the bloody map up.
Yeah, just a question, Zippy. Why didn't you turn up for my work yesterday?
See, look at it. See,
wearing that
yeah.
awesome uniform.
Well, it was just as like I said, I just had a couple of beers and I just went inside and I said to the missus, yeah, let's do something funny tonight. So yes, off we went and I dressed up as the T-Rex because my youngest daughter likes dinosaurs. So it was funny. So something that she might remember for many times way after I've passed away. Well, this is Skip Barber Racetrack, home in Alabama, USA, opened in 2003. It has 17 turns and it's 3.83 kilometres long. The lap record is a 106.818 by Patricio Oward in a Della R DW12 in 2012. It's a unique track that it has quite a large number of large sculptures, including spiders and dragonflies, and is often referred as the Charlotte's Web. So yes, it's a different track. I haven't raced here for a hell of a long time since I was doing officials, probably back in the 2018. So yes, it was a hard track on the tyres. How'd everyone else feel about it?
Interesting numbers on the corners, the A's, B's, and C's. What's the reference for that?
It's just the
Nah,
way the
they can't
Americans do
count,
it.
Yeah, they can't count to 20, so you've got to put all the
Yeah.
A's, B's in.
And because it's in America, they had to make it simple so everyone understood.
They ran out of fingers and toes, so that's why 20.
Yeah, it was like one of those paint by number things, but they never got it finished.
Made it a bit hard to call in for an accident. Which corner you was on? Either B or C or D or E.
That's why I just go with the just incident on this lap, work it out. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, a little bit of information about Andrew, listener out there. Andrew is 51, lives in Gulf View Heights in Adelaide, and I think you're currently sitting in 14th place in Split 3, and yeah, so that's sort of a little bit about Andrew.
Yeah, thanks, Guy. Out in the northern suburbs, I love Adelaide, and been racing against some of the vets people, Shep, Griffo, those guys I used to race with when they had a race team called Southern Cross Sim Racing back in 2020, a little while ago.
I hear you. You were in Split 4 last season?
Yeah, it was the first time I joined vets. Really enjoyed Split 4. I think I finished 4th for the season and got invited up to join you guys.
And you got a Chubby Award in round 7?
Yeah, lucky enough to get driver of the day. I just try and keep it nice and clean where I can, not push too hard, save the tyres.
And obviously you had a good day with the football, with Port Adelaide doing really well.
Yes, I actually spent the day at my local league. I followed the Central Districts as well, so we had a win out there, but Power got thumped by 90 points today.
Yeah, I know that. That's why I mentioned it. And special mention to Brenton O'Brien, if you're actually listening tonight. Got well done, Port. Do you know anyone named Pat Clark, Marty Hardy, and Colin Shearing?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Hey, there's some family and friends there.
Okay, cool. I'm just letting you know. So
He's been stalking you, that's what he's saying.
They probably got some dirt on me.
No.
We don't know where he finds it, but he keeps finding it.
Yeah.
So what team do you actually race for, Andrew?
I'm actually a privateer. I have been involved in a number of different sort of race teams. Slow in, slow out. I did a few long 12-hour, 24-hour races with the slow in, slow out boys in 2022. So other than that, I just keep to myself and strategize with myself, and away we go.
Anyway, that's enough about Andrew. Let's get the grid up. Plenty of time to talk to Andrew later.
Oh God, it worked.
Go, Mark.
All right, so a nice pole time from Ray Smith with the 125.5, followed by Scott McKenzie, who was followed by Wade Reynolds, and then Benjamin Brook. Mark Horton in 5th, Alex Kiddis in 6th, and Michael Jones, another privateer, in 7th, and you have to go back. Roy Clark in 8th, James Boardman in 9th, Joel Osterwall in 10th, and Brendan Zetera in 11th. Tim Lawson from AJR's team in 12th. Ed Cullen from Shadow Racing 13th, and Andrew Galley in 14th, with Michael Power in 15th, and Pete Latham from Shadow Racing again in 16th. Myself in 17th, and Peter Burmey in 18th, with Aidan Rice in 19th, and Glenn Collison in 20th, and take it away, Zippy.
No,
I'll do it.
go, Andrew.
21st was Red James. 22nd was Brad Hayes. 23rd was Will Munro. 24th, Simon Farrington. 25th, Justin Wood. 26th, Ron Allen. 27th was Bruce McLeod. 28th, Andrew Listener. 29th, Brent Horsell. And 30th was Joseph Greenshaw.
Have a go, Roy.
Zippy, you want to do it? Sorry, I got a mouthful at my.
Okay. Andrew, have a go. Andrew, have a go.
31st, we got Jason Dunn, Shep in 32nd, Craig Healy 33rd, Phil Manuel 34th, Sir Dave Galley in 35th, AJ Andrew Johnson in 36th,
Woohoo!
Glenn Boyth, 37th, Michael Hayes from Nova, 38th, Ty Delaney from Fishy Motorsports in 39.
He's our race controller.
These are the rest of the race controllers. Scott
Yeah,
Campbell,
and
Cam White,
Scotty Gamble. Cameron White was the pace car driver. I'm guessing that James Cormack didn't set a time, and the same with Peter Keller.
Yeah, go back to the start. They're saying, Andrew, they're saying that you need to be turned up, but I reckon you're echoing to us, and maybe Andrew, listener, to go up a little bit.
Yeah, so another awesome start by Ray Smith and Scott McKenzie.
Yeah, Wade Reynolds, he's just a really sneaky guy at the moment. He's been doing really well in the over 50s and just getting results without being, in the front of the pack. He's currently only had 4 off tracks, so that's an awesome effort from after 4 races, and currently sitting in 3rd spot. So I love the way the guy drives. Obviously, Ray Smith, he's world above. He's been setting split 1 times, I reckon, in practice. And Roy, you've been doing really well too in the over 50s as well. You're starting to find your comfort zone in this car.
Well, yeah, I'd prefer a bit more wet. To be honest, that was really the race for me that helped me in the over 50s with that wet race. Just on Wade, I used to race against Wade a few years ago. He was very quick then. So I've been dreading him actually finding his pace and getting back on it again. So I liked it when he was a little slower.
Yeah, like I said, he's just someone that's sort of just each week he just gets a good result, and he's just he's keeping very quiet. We have got in the top 10 in the championships at the moment. We've got Ray Smith, Mark Horton, Wade Reynolds, Peter Latham, Michael Jones, James Boardman, Roy Clark. With Reg James, Ed McCullen, and Wayne Shepherd just off the distance. So it's starting to heat up. I suppose after tonight they'll probably do the drop round, will they?
I think they did for Split 4 last night, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the points are up though on SimHub yet, because I went looking for them before, so I haven't got them tonight, unfortunately.
They didn't bring a drop in round. They said they'll bring it in closer to the end of the season.
Yeah, I think John had already bought one in last night though.
Yeah.
So I think probably from this week on there will be one, but I don't think they're actually up there on SimHub yet.
And getting along back to the track a bit, that I know the part that Luke loves is I'm trying to find out information, and I've counted 7 deaths on this track so far. All motorcycles, except for one, because they reckon a motorcycle was coming over the hill, and a track controller was trying to pick up a dead bird on the track, and they collided, and they both died. So I've counted 7 people that have died on this track, but all associated with motorbikes.
it could be 9 now, though, from what I hear.
We don't know nothing.
After this week, it'll be a lot more than 9.
All right,
All
I
right.
think we can get it going.
Yeah, just give us a second. Right.
So only 1 set of tyres for this race.
Yeah, how do you feel about that, Roy?
Yeah, I was happy with it. I think something a little different. If you went early, obviously you either took it on your first stop or your second stop. Most people probably would have worked on trying to split the race up into thirds or half, maybe do a small stop at the beginning.
Oh, what was that?
Ray, that was
that
a big
Ray?
one. Ray, yeah.
That explains what I think.
Ooh.
Oh,
There you go. That's why he got that. Yeah. I saw him.
Yeah, I must admit, until about half an hour ago, I was wondering, why he pitted after 1 lap.
you are echoing, Andrew. Hey, Jack.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about it, mate.
Stop going to the toilet.
Oh, ooh,
Oh,
how do you get us?
There.
Funny that.
I
There
saw
is
Alex
another
go straight-
one.
Isn't it down here in the bowl
Yeah.
as well? Yeah.
There's
Oh,
one.
here it is.
Yeah. That was
James.
James.
Yeah, damn, I
Gordon?
got a message from him earlier too, and I still missed it.
He managed to clean up Bruce McLeod in that corner, and he come in and apologised after the race. And someone's dragging a wheel.
Start by Mod Power.
oh,
Ouch.
Some fairly damaged cars after that hairpin.
oh, Osterwall, he's out there in the chat room. Went off the track then. And again. Yeah, I was racing this the other day in practice, and I hit the wall pretty hard, and I swear that my tyre was flat as I was trying to go back into pits. Is that something that's in the damage control?
Well, I know there is
Yeah.
flat tyres because I've done an oval series before where the tyre popped early.
It could
in
also
tyre.
have been like that wheel, like
Yeah.
like
The
it bent
suspension.
the suspension arms. Because
Yeah,
there is a torque thing now where you can do suspension arms and turn your wheels inside out.
Yeah, it was just funny because it was going like, you know, so it sounded like a flat tyre.
There is another damage model coming in the next patch, I believe.
Do
Beautiful
you know
start.
what that's for?
No, I don't know when that's for.
Beautiful start by Scott McKenzie up 1, Wade Reynolds up 1, Mark Horton up 2, and James Broadman up 5. Roy Clark up 3, and Michael Powers had an awesome start. Looks like he's up 8.
I think Ben Brook had a internet failure on lap 2 because I know he just appeared in front of me at one stage. I think he pulled over to the side just to get out of everyone's way before his internet came back.
Okay, well we've sort of had that discussion in our room. What happens when you start blinking? What's the right thing to do? It's a hard one because you never know if the internet's just going to come back, you know, in 3 seconds or so.
Yeah.
What you do, and if you go off track, is everyone knowing that you're off track? So yeah, it's a hard one. Yeah, Tim Lawson up 3 in 9th place.
Wait, 10 spots already. And Shepherd.
Just a question. Do you actually know if you yourself is blinking, or is it just from everyone else?
It's hard to say because sometimes you can see everybody flashing around you. So is it? If I see multiple cars, then I think it's me. But then sometimes people will say
Oh,
some
Spaz.
people will say you're flashing, and then everything's good to you. So
There was a new iRacing upgrade that shows latency. So I did see some of that last night. Someone called out that I was flashing.
Yeah,
I'm hardly hearing Andrew.
I've had the red thing come up saying, you know, it's getting close, but I haven't had the been taken straight to pits. So I think a few have though.
yeah, I haven't had that. I've just had the close to losing it. You know, the internet warning thing that comes up now.
It's a hard game because you can practice all week. You can put really good lap times in practice, and you get there, and then your internet goes, or you get spun, and really for the whole week you're in a shitty mood.
Especially when you turn up a track, you think you've got some pace at, and something silly happens. You spend the whole night trying to just catch up again.
A couple of guys went in the pits early there, race. Is that part of this?
That was his drive. Yeah, that was his one start.
Yeah, he did a false start. He jumped the gun, and so he had to obviously do a drive-through.
I think Mark goes in pretty early. Like
That's
this
an
lap, I
interesting
think.
too. If he goes in and he goes into the pit, is that classed as a CPS?
No, because it's got to drive through.
No, because it was a
'Cause it's
drive-through. He didn't stop. You got to put the car up on the stands for it to count.
Yeah.
There are a lot of drivers in the top 20 making positions.
Yeah, good to see Brendan Zatera back after a week off.
I'm guessing
Ed,
this track
go
didn't
on.
go with Brendan because he's normally up there with Ray. So
Yeah, he's not, maybe that week off has hurt him. Maybe he only just jumped on very late.
and this is one of those tracks I think I was taking too early. I didn't do a 25 until just before we went into qualifying. That was the first 25 I'd done all week. So
Yeah, I was the same. Wasn't until Wednesday night that I cracked the 25.
Having a race.
Yeah, you did well too on that track. Well, where'd you end up on Monday?
Oh, look, I think it's only the top 15. Can't remember exactly where I finished in this race. It just gives you that time on track. And just all the regulations of this track. I see some strategy playing out.
You're doing well in the over 50s too, Roy. You're currently what, third or something? Or
yeah,
second?
I think so. No, I think I'm third now. I think it's just been consistency. I don't think I've been out of the top 10.
Yeah.
And Maddie sort of gave us a bit of a look in. He had a couple of bad strategy call races, and I think that's helped. But I think just the consistency at the moment, I've been in that. I think every finish has been in the top 10, so that's helped.
I got lucky in the rain. I finished third. I think that's my first podium since you and me were in split 3. But you're finding some good form now, so maybe next season you'll be cracking it for trying to get into split 2.
No, I keep falling just short, mate. It's terrible. And then you have all these new people like Andrew. Andrew's had some incredible speed this season, so just a matter of getting it together, I think.
Yeah, strategy is definitely part of that too. Learning what the best one is. For this race, looking at 2 compulsories, do we do the short field, no tyres on the first stop, and then take a chance to come home with fresh tyres?
And that was my idea, that I'd get past at least halfway distance before I looked at putting the new tyres on. So my thought was a half fill, like 30 litres or something like that on the first stop.
Andrew, Andrew, any chance of putting Andrew's voice up a bit louder?
I've already tried, mate. Nothing's happening.
Yep. Just speak a bit closer to the microphone, Andrew.
Just yell.
Roger that, no problem.
That's better. Yeah, look, it's my strategy at the start was to do 10, come in, put a bit of fuel in and do another 10 before I change tyres. That's if safety cars didn't come out.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. Because a safety car could blow the whole thing on you.
Yeah, and it was a get home at lap 9 as well, so
yeah,
that was another piece that you had to keep in your head, that if there was a safety car after 9 laps and you hadn't got a pit stop out of the way, which is, there's a couple of guys went early, you had to keep that in your head as well.
Did you stick to your pit stop strategy, Zippy?
Yep. Well, I did for the first, yeah, I did, yeah.
Don't give it away.
Well, that's the thing is, I can't talk about it without giving it away. Hamish is out there in the chat room. He doesn't want anyone giving it away. Oh, Mr. Crankshaw.
Well, I done the same pit stop as you, and I end up pitting on lap 10, and then I end up thinking that I'd do a little bit further because the tyres were still good up to lap 20, so I went to lap 23.
Yeah, I didn't think if you didn't really skid or lock up your brakes, I thought the tyres weren't too bad.
Yeah, I think it's one of those tracks where if you heated your tyres, you lost a lot of speed, but if you looked after them, especially I think it was the left front, I know in the strength of field races that I was down to about 49% in one of those, so I was really mindful to try and take it easy on the tyres so that I had some at the end, basically.
Yeah, it's a hard one. I mean, I'm finding it the ones that have been around for a long time in vets don't like too much change, and I understand that. And there's the fairly newbies like to have some change, and I mean they're used to it. So I don't know. I just go with what the committee want to do, and if I don't like it, I don't have to race.
Yeah, well, that's it. But I think with these cars, unlike the Gen 2 cars where you could get a run on somebody and drive by, it's very much you have to have a difference or an offset in the cars now, whether that's a little bit of rain. The fact that we now have the throttle mapping to play with in here makes a bit of a difference too. But yeah, I think things like we did this week with the one set of tyres, or what we did in the 50s with the wet session, where it was, there was a choice. You could start on wets, or you could start on dries, or you could start on wets and change to dries early. Just gives so much more options. It just puts that little bit more in the race.
And God forbid, we could maybe even one day have a warmer track.
Well, I said that ages ago and was almost killed for those comments.
I know.
Right? But
Look,
we've had accidents where the tracks have been 30 degrees, and you know what? Yeah, the setup's not built for it, but it doesn't matter because we all have the same setup, and it just means that different people with different skill sets get a chance to be at the front because they can handle a car that slides around a little bit more, or their braking style works better with those conditions. So
Because the setup builder can't build one.
No, I can't build one for go. Now, look, I only joined Vets Lap season 12. Obviously, Mark, the Godfather, he got together with probably a couple of others and tried to come up with a plan. Now, was the plan to make it a fixed setup so that anyone with any sort of handicap or disability could play and not have any young whippersnappers to join?
Well, yeah, basically, and like the first season was open, and
yeah, we were open the first couple of seasons, I think.
Yeah, and it got to that point where you had 10 run away from and 10 back, and it was boring. So we went to fix it up. We also wanted to have something different each season, just to keep it fresh and not be doing the same old stale things, week in, week out, season after season. So you had to bring something new to the next season. Yeah,
and obviously, from listening from when I joined, it's a winner. It's only growing in popularity, and So, and like I said, like I tell a lot of other people, there's plenty of other racing out there that you can join to set your own car up or do this. I mean, there's at least 5 or 6 other different forums you can join.
Look, we had calls for removing the aids, but the idea when I started it was to have guys come in that didn't know how to drive the car, that may have needed the race line for a season or two, or the clutch assist, or the whatever, to get themselves up, and it worked for a lot of people.
And there's some people who have reasons. Yeah, there's people who have reasons why they need those on as well. Like
Cormac and that. I mean, I don't care what anyone says. After all these seasons, I still drive with my driving line. I don't use it as a line to where I drive. I just use it as braking markers it's easier to see red than it is to see a bloody thing on the side of the track.
What when you jammed
What
up
was the back of
the
someone's
lid?
car?
All right, all right.
Oh,
Was there a
okay.
couple of guys jumping in the pits there?
Yeah, Mark's jumped in, and I think Power jumped in as well. So there's been a few guys go into the pits.
I did see that early and thought, is now the time to come in? There's no safety car. Should a
Yeah,
safety car come out? Might be a
Yeah,
good time to stop.
My thoughts were always lap 9 was the get home point, and I was umming and ahhing about taking my stop around here. But because Mark stopped, there was a little bit of a gap to me and Wade, so I sort of waited till I got a bit closer to him before if I wasn't being held up, then I saw no point in pitting.
Yeah, traffic plays a big part, doesn't it? When you want to say, I'm going to jump in now because there's too much traffic around me, and put yourself out in some fresh air.
Yeah. And
It is
also
a pretty small track, and with the amount of people, you're not going to get too much fresh air, are you?
No, and you get not changing, like as I said, I wasn't changing on that first stop, so you get that moment where the tyres cool off. There's a car on the side of the track there now. Now I spotted that, so I decided to pit this lap.
Whoa,
Oh,
okay.
gee.
Yeah, I'll see. Myself and Andrew have already gone in.
Yeah,
and that was an accidental tow.
Yeah.
That's why I have that escape button on my keyboard, which is right away from me. You don't have it on the steering wheel because it's just too easy to do that.
It's automatic, isn't it? Sometimes, just like I have the same thing. I have it on my keyboard. Yeah, I think that was just a sign of frustration. It's be interesting. What is there going to be a safety car on this? But Roy's come in.
All right, everyone, I'm going to head off for the night. So you have an awesome race.
Say hello. Say hello to
Hello.
Jackie Lambie for me.
Will do, Zippy. Love ya.
Love you too.
So yeah, no safety car at the moment, but I did see that car on the side of the track, so that's why I've pitted.
Yeah. Well, that's the gamble, isn't it? You get in and it works out if it's a safety car. If it's not, then that puts you back.
And I raced with like Craig and Aiden, so we all did the same thing and went, let's get in case.
Yeah, I do have to make an apology to Aiden. I did 0x him a couple of times in the race, and to Brendan Zieta too. I did the same thing to him on coming up to when we caught the safety car, and then when we left,
giving him a couple of thumb taps.
Yeah, just give him a little tap, little 0x.
Oh, safety car's getting ready.
So basically, I drove out of the pits and they called safety car as I was heading back up the hill. So.
And I was debating, because I'd already done a couple of laps, debating whether I should go back in, because I haven't used enough of these tyres. Do I just give them a bit of use and see what happens? So
I was at
see if I can get a better speed out of it.
Safety
I was
car
at the second last. Yeah, I was at the second last corner when they called the safety car, and I thought, well, hang on, I've already made my stop. Should I take it now and take fresh tyres and try and get to the end?
Yeah, I was the same, and I actually just passed the safety car then, just before it came out, so I had a whole lap to go around to get back to the train.
So you did that, Andrew?
Yeah, well, I didn't have a choice. I was already past the pits, so yeah, but I just happened to be going past pit exit as the safety car came out. So I went right round and didn't pit because I'd only just pitted before that anyway. And yeah, went from there. Wait for a second safety car.
So I pitted. I basically came straight back around and went straight back in.
Okay, so you'd already done your 2 compulsory pit stops by the time the safety car was over. Yeah, I wondered whether that's what I should have done, but
that's probably what I would have done if I would have gone into pit just the lap before safety car come out. Yeah, I would have gone in there too.
Yeah. I should
So
have,
you did-
because Will went
Yeah,
in.
26 laps. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, Will Munro went in, and I thought, nah, well, in that case, I'll stay out and see if I can get some pace out of these tyres and just see if I can climb a few spots.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm done. My pit stops are all over. I'm finished, so I was shocked
think
there wasn't
Bruce-
a few. I think, yeah, Bruce looks like he has. I know Mark
Yeah.
Houghton did, because him and I were in the pits together, so we'd both done our pits. I think he was the highest placed two-stopper at that point.
I won't be able to know who's leading till they catch the safety car. Is it going to be Scott?
No, it's Scott, yeah, because he's done his one stop.
Yeah.
I think he did his at the call of the safety car.
That's a gamble too, because where I don't know where you're going to be sitting. Where do you know where you're sitting?
Yeah, I'm back in about 18th. I'm behind Mr. Dial, actually.
And with Scott having clean air, you know, it's that. Like I said, it's that risk where he's
Yep.
got fresh tyres, you've got fresh tyres. If he can do 10 laps or so,
Well, I don't think he did. So I would suggest that everybody in the top 10 is still running on old tyres.
yeah.
Because if you hadn't done your second stop, I think most
Yep.
people were of the opinion that that second stop was going to be your tyre stop. That may not be. There might be people who went, no, I'm just going to take the tyres and run light and run light. Was a possibility as well, because that was a thought I had at one stage as well, whether I ran 15 laps and then sort of 10 laps and 10 laps with new tyres.
I know Pete and Ed didn't take tyres in 6th and 7th there.
Still,
And
it's
then-
like I said, it's a game of strategy and luck, because you know you could be sitting there and the guy in front of you crashes into another crash, and then someone crashes in the back of you, or would you rather be at the front with clean air in front of you?
Yeah, and that's exactly right. You know, clean air, you're clear, everyone's running that same pace you're running, so it's good. Whereas you're stuck back in, I think I'm back in about 18th, as I said. So that meant I was back with people who were not that much slower than me, but was hoping that tyre offset would be enough for me to go around people.
So, Mr. Listener, I hear you met your wife when you were 19 and she was 16. You're both working at Woolies. You have 2 boys. Is this true?
Yes, Stalker 101. You have both correct.
You have a dog named Charlie.
Yes, correct.
Your favourite drink is either a Corona, an Ashy, or occasionally you like to have a Scotch.
Yes, this is the this is your life segment.
Yeah, I hear. Hang on, the wife's bringing me a cup of tea. Thank you, Duz.
My wife?
Good timing.
Yeah, that's definitely your wife, Andrew.
I've really loved V8 Vets. You know, the fact that, you know, you get these setups given to you, you get time to practice. You know, safety cars are over quite quickly as it's pulling in now. So yeah, I've really been enjoying the first 2 seasons.
And you like to go for a stroll at Cooper Creek, and while listening to George Michael and MC Hammer.
Definitely not George Michael and MC Hammer, more like Disturbed or Metallica or Iron Maiden.
Okay, and I hear your nickname is Nugs. How'd you get that?
Long story short, I took a couple of corporate clients out, and instead of ordering wedges for entree, I ordered nuggets. Because my kids used to eat nuggets all the time. Slip of the tongue.
Cool. A bit more later. Oh, off we go. Scott McKenzie's got the lead. James Borman up 7, and Michael Power up 11, and Peter Latham is up 10. Ed Cullen up 6. He'd be happy with that.
Yeah, he was. When he wasn't on mute. Ed, if you're listening.
Well, he just didn't want to listen to you. Is that what you're telling me? Oh,
Oh,
so
No,
that's only
he-
a couple
he-
of spots back from me as well. So as you were talking, like being back in the traffic can have that impact on me.
I was trying to work out who Affinity's driver, other driver was. It's Justin Wood. Hamish, you got to. I know you're out there listening. You've got to change his name from a privateer to your team. He's coming to harass you, Andrew.
That was a good save.
Yes.
It could have been disastrous.
He got out of the woods.
It's just in the right spot. This rating might be just in the back of Andrew.
I love the little sparks that come up as you go over the crest and stuff.
Yeah, I
The
noticed
bump
that
stops
too.
when you set up.
A lot of the guys out there, I mean, there's such the difference that this racing has done since even I started in 2012. It's amazing.
Last fade.
Ray Smith's currently in 29th, making his way back.
Has he done 2 stops?
I don't know.
Oh,
Yep,
no.
yes, he has.
He's only done 1.
Yeah, okay, because the other one was a drive-through. But
Drive-through.
it says 2, but he's obviously done
Yeah.
1.
Yeah. Yes, it might have been better for the reverse for Ray to stay out, get really close to the front, and then play out. Thought that was Mr. McKenzie going in then, but it wasn't.
That was Glenn Collison. Oh, 3 wide here. Oh!
Oh, straight through the
Bit of
middle of
carnage.
that. That's Craig Healy.
Alex Giddis has not had a good night so far.
He's got some tremendous speed. I think once he learns to harness it, he's going to be unstoppable. But
Yeah, exactly. I think he's got heaps of potential. I liked him last season doing the over 60s. He showed a lot of promise then.
With the track being very hard to pass on, I think that hairpin was where all the moves were made, and some did them really well, and some there was a bit of carnage at other times.
And not just in our split, but that was across all.
Yeah, that one and the last corner, the second last corner, I think were the chances. If you had a bit of a gap, you could go for it, but it's a hard one. I don't know what Winton's going to be like.
first corner wasn't too bad either. I got a couple of people in that first corner, or out of that fast chicane, because people tried to carry too much speed in. If you just waited and got a better run out, you could drive past people before you got to the next corner. Yep.
But I like the way that the racing's going. It's split 2, split 3. And, unfortunately with Powell being there, split 4, but split 2 and split 3, I mean, you couldn't guarantee, you couldn't put your house on it who would win. Obviously, Ray Smith is probably the front runner in split 3, but there's so many of these guys and yourself, Roy, are really starting to really improve this car that it's making it hard for anyone.
I think it's just time in this car. I mean, and we're all now 2 seasons into this. As I said, I think a bit more wet weather or Yeah, and the problem is, if you have rain, you have to have the varying temperature because you need the track to dry up and things like that.
Yeah, that's right. You can't have static weather, can you? So, static conditions.
Or I was going to say, even in this race, like going through that flip-flop or corkscrewy bit, the sun was just constantly in that one spot.
Yeah,
the whole race.
All week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made that call within about the first quarter of an hour. I said, oh, it's a bad spot for sunstroke.
So you're currently leading of the two stoppers, Roy. You must be.
Yeah, because Mark's just had a little whoopsie, so I've just got past him. And I think this was my new tyres because everybody else is on 20 lap old tyres, and my tyres are what, 6 laps old. So I've gone from 18th to 13th.
Where's listener sitting, Andrew?
I was about 30th or something like that, and as people started to stop, I was picking up places. I also was on fresh tyres at this point, and I did know though, like towards the end of the race when tyres are going to get older, there's going to be guys out there on fresh tyres. So you got to try and it's a good track to hold people back.
And not only that, just not accelerate in really on the tight corners, just be a little smoother on the throttle, not stamp on it. Because I was very aware of the fact that we were doing 27 laps with that set of tyres, and I had, Scott McKenzie's at the front of the moment he's got his pit stop to go, but he's going to have super fresh tyres.
Yeah, I like the V8 racing, and I like a lot of other cars and stuff. But one thing that I couldn't handle, can you imagine actually being that nerdy that you collect cars?
I wonder who that is.
Imagine having a cabinet and having all these cars lined up in the bloody cabinet. God.
Hey.
Who does that? 118 size, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a few of those too.
I used to do that back when they first started coming out.
Did you? Do you have Andrew? Do you have a racing gear that you wear?
I can turn my camera on if you like. No, I don't. No, I don't.
He raised us naked. That's why he wants to put the camera on.
I'll have to find out who your source is.
And someone told me that you have a vest that you wear. You call it your battle vest or something like that?
Oh, look, I love music, and no, it's more so about heavy metal bands. So back in the 80s, everyone used to wear them. A big Iron Maiden or Metallica back patch, and you have all your AC/DC and Guns N' Roses smaller patches. So yeah, I've got one of those that I wear to rock concerts.
Cool. That must look really good in that.
I'll send you one unless you've already got it.
I think your wife's thrown you under the bus as well.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, at least one thing, you definitely wouldn't have a tattoo on your chest, would you?
That's the Brahma Bull.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Back to the racing. Peter Keller making up some ground there in the bright pink livery.
He loves his car.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he drove better when he had the tennis ball colour.
So did I. And that's, yeah.
I definitely drove better when he had the tennis ball colour. Is this Ray storming through the field now? Yep.
Yep. He's had he's still got one stop to go though.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at it going, I'm like, considering he was a second quicker than most of us in a lot of the sessions, it just goes to show even with a good speed advantage, you can't just drive by people.
No, you have to still, try and do it the right way. Not like some of us.
We're not talking about your murder yet.
Yeah.
These servos telling you to lift, Roy.
I know. Well, I can't. I aspire to be as good as Shervo.
One thing I did notice about Ray Smith is he switched back to Chevrolet. He was a Mustang driver in the Gen 2 cars, and in the last 2 seasons he's been in the Camaro.
Are you saying this is causing issues, or is this why he's jumping the start?
This is why he's got great pace.
Okay.
But he's also very clean, Ray. He's only, like, even on his sheet after 4 races, he only had 10 incident points, and that's pretty good.
This was the sort of track too where you could use those incident points to your advantage. Like down here, you could cut this corner down here, and it was an incident point where you could get through here really quick.
Yeah, I must admit I'm normally pretty low on incident points, but around this track I came close. Well, towards the end of the lap, towards the end of the race, I was starting to wonder whether I was going to run out or not.
I'm saying nothing.
That lap before that, I said to the boys, I'm going in on lap 25. So they peel off and go in lap 24. Don't say anything to me. Like, God, thanks, team.
It says there Ray gave up the Mustang because he kept blowing engines.
He had a problem with that crank plane, did he?
Yep. But definitely got talent, Ray, and no doubt he will be in Split 2 at least next season. Unless he goes back to Scotland or something.
Or somebody goes and disconnects his internet for the next couple of weeks.
Burns his house down.
Yeah. Actually, I was just going to talk to Tim Nicol and say, Ray's internet needs to drop probably another couple of times. If you could organise that, Timmy Nicol, that'd be great.
Craig Healy, another guy that I'm watching closely. He's doing all right in the over 50s. Had probably a bad race last week and that, but he's doing pretty good.
Donington cost him big time. He had a screen freeze issue, and he had an issue with his steering wheel just before the race started. He sort of got the wheel part enough so he could race, but then he lost his screens halfway through the race. So, because I think at Donington he was coming second after he won the wet weather race. So
took a good gamble and had a great result. But it's good for him. It's good for these blokes to, as I say, it's probably the only time I get to race Split 1, guys, and it's sort of a bit of a buzz.
And I'd say the same. Like, as 2 of those races, I've got to drive past Matty because he's, just the strategy he's employed, which has worked in my benefit, not to his. I did offer money to somebody to take him out the other day just so we could get in front of him, but no one's taken it yet. But it is out there.
Yes, I have passed him in that wet track, and I passed him, and I did mention to him that was the first time I've ever passed him.
Yes.
I just wonder what Scott McKenzie's thinking right now. Is he, when do I come in? He's fairly fresh tyres, only I think 11 laps old.
Well, I would assume he hasn't changed at all yet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming he's on his 26th lap with those at the moment. I mean, obviously some under the safety car. I know I was very mindful of not burning my tyres up.
You're still setting 127s though, and you're still matching your pace.
Well, I was sort of of the opinion that it was going to be 30 seconds down the pit lane. I think Scott is about 20 odd seconds up the road or something by the time I get through, like I've got through all of that crowd. Oh, there you go. There's our X's. Oh, Craig Healy, 0X. He's very good at that. He hardly ever has an X in the races, I have to say. He was not a fan of this track.
Wade's got 2. Ooh.
On the over 50s night. I think he was ready to park it. Well, here we go. Scott McKenzie's in now.
It's going to be interesting.
Right at this point, I was having a great battle with Joel. He must have been on fresher tyres, and we had a really good battle during this little bit period there where I was trying to hold him back. He was definitely faster than me, but on this track you can just put the car in places where you can pretty much hold them back for a couple of laps.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So I was looking here to see where Scott came out.
Yeah, 8th, 9th.
Yep, and he was about 14 seconds behind me. So I was sort of trying to gauge myself at that point because I sort of figured everybody in front of me still had to stop.
Did you were you playing with your relative to get his name up on that screen?
Yeah. I'd rolled down just to have a quick look to see how far behind me he was. So he was about 14 odd seconds behind me. So at this point I've gone, I can give up a second a lap to him, and he's got to come through traffic is what I was thinking. Especially Mark Houghton was there, so I sort of had that as a buffer between me and him as well. So I'm going, even if he does a second a lap, Mark's 4 seconds back, so hopefully they'll have a little bit of a fight, and that'll help me get towards the end. But, you know, everybody else who's in front of me is going to have fresher tyres as well.
And would you be thinking now you got 4 seconds, the last thing you need now is a safety car?
Yeah, well, it's a bit like it's a bit like the wet vet race when somebody popped their engine when I was driving 3 seconds a lap away from the field, and they brought the safety car out just as I was gapping everybody. Not mentioning Mark Dial's name at all.
It wasn't.
I knew you were getting it somewhere.
It wasn't a popped engine. It was more I collected the one and only puddle in that braking zone at the bottom of the hill and played it into a wall because it didn't have any steering in that puddle. We did pop the engine, and then the race control didn't recognise the call and left me out there for quite a few laps.
I was not happy with you that day.
Well, yeah, I plan on pissing somebody off every now and again.
I know. Generally me. So yeah, like for me, it was head down, keep it smooth, don't burn the tyres, knowing that everyone's going to have super fresh tyres, and just try and keep the gap and pray for no safety car. Basically, that's my race plan here at the moment. So, Michael took an awful lot of fuel on and was doing some great lap times.
Benjamin Brooks got a lead lap. Oh.
That's one of those bonus points, isn't it? You just hang on for an
Yep.
extra lap and
Yeah.
You're up to 9th now, Andrew.
yeah, as everyone's now pitting, you can just make your way up through that field, but in the back of your mind knowing, well, some of them are going to be coming fast.
Yeah.
Can I hold on?
So look at that, Scott McKenzie's already reeled down to sort of 11, 12 seconds already to me. Just in the back of my head, I'm sort of going, okay, Mark's there, so that's my buffer.
Yeah, but Mark's the sort of guy too that can do the unbelievable lap as well. He can be super fast.
Yeah, I think with Mark, it was the fact that we were pretty close together and our tyres were the same age that I was like, as long as I can hold a rough gap to him, and then once Scott gets to him, my hope here is that they'll slow each other up so I can just putt at the front. But the longer it goes on, I'm sitting here going, does Michael need to stop? Does Ben need to stop? So we're sort of down to sort of 10 laps to go, 11 laps to go.
Yeah, and I find too with the safety car comes out, people that doing the iRacing pit thing, you know, with the fuel thing, Sometimes they can just under fuel their car. Will Munro doing well. Into 8th, up 15.
Yep.
Craig Healy up 26 spots.
Yep. Aiden's up 13 as well.
He's doing really well this season too, Aiden Ross. He's getting better and better.
I don't know what's happened to Mark, but he's dropped right back behind Aiden and given the space to Scotty, which was the last thing I wanted to see, because I'm like, okay, he's 10 seconds behind me, 11 seconds behind me, I've got to try and keep it under a second a lap that I'm giving to him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw Mark limping around somewhere.
There we go.
Oh, who was that? Justin.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I saw him sitting on the side of the road and I was just begging for him to get that car back to the pits.
Yeah, it sort of was a bit of side-by-side action. He got spit out.
Well, the front of the car's not looking the greatest.
Yep.
Oh, he's got to go whole lap. He's got to try and get that round a whole lap.
Yeah, it's not steering, so.
Oh, that wheel looks horrible.
It's a pretty hard hitting wall.
What's going to happen? I don't think he's going to move. I think this will have to be a safety car. That's dangerous.
Yeah, as I came over the top of the hill and saw him sitting down there, I was not a happy camper, because I think Michael goes in now, or maybe the next lap.
And that'll obviously bring Ray back up into contention.
No, not moving yet.
But they've gone to him, so he's obviously coming out. So that Michael Jones will obviously have to come in now. Got your burger on top of the car, Roy?
Yep, still there.
Yeah, it doesn't guarantee you a chubby buns or anything like that.
Not what Jim said.
I don't know why you don't paint your roof and put chubby bun on top of it. That would get you free food. Then Michael's going to come in.
I have to say, Michael has been really quick this season too. It's been another one that's been really. He was so quick at the end of that race there. I was just watching him drive away from me.
Safety car out.
Safety car is out.
Michael's in the pits.
Yep.
Well, he's coming 5th in the championships before this race, so yeah, he's obviously doing really well. He's got 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s. So that means you've got the lead, and they've got a extra point.
Yep, well, definitely was looking at the extra point, but at this point I've just gone, well, there goes any chance, because obviously Scott's tyres are only about 4 or 5 laps old. Michael's obviously got brand spanking new tyres.
So Michael's come out in 3rd spot.
Third spot, yeah.
Wow, that was nice for him.
And this is the first time in 196 vet races that I've ever had to lead the safety car.
Yeah, that's because you had that chance at Phillip Island when I lost my internet.
Yeah.
But look, Craig Healy up 27, Will Munro up 16, awesome. Andrew, you're up 20. Great drive.
Yeah, thankful that the safety car could let our tyres cool down
Yeah.
to hopefully get to the end.
And I was super, like, I made sure I was rolling through corners. I wasn't putting any pressure on my tyres at all. I was doing everything I could to get them as cool as anything and hope that they'd come back.
Because there's all quick guys behind you.
Yeah, and my tyres are 20 laps old, and as I said, Michael's are new. And Scotty's are probably about 5 laps older than that, so...
Yeah. Yep. I suppose your tyres are off, just like putting anchovies on your pizza.
Imagine doing that.
No,
Yeah,
I love anchovies. I love all these references.
Look, the way Woods was going off there, it'd be just like those people that, you know, when they get a bit drunk, they just sort of like go bashing in the bush and do Superman jumps.
Deny knowledge of that one.
I'd say
That was-
that's where... Is there issues, Andrew?
Yeah, this is where I was having my internet issues, where I was jumping in and out. Was just praying that it would hold. I think because we've all slowed down, we've all bunched together, having so many cars in such a short space, put pressure on my on my CPU.
We all had funny cars growing up and all that sort of stuff, but can you imagine owning a flared Gemini?
It's a 1983 TG Gold Gemini. I love that thing. I'm surprised you haven't brought the photo up.
Oh, no.
I tell you what, it's going to be a scary story if Zippy divulges its sources.
It just the other day, my mum's, you know, she's 84, you know, she's pretty old, and she wanted to play her old records, so I bought her an old record player. I said, God, imagine that, trying to listen to records and, you know, old stuff like that. How old do you have to be?
No, it's coming back in.
Yes, it is.
And don't forget the CDs and the cassettes.
Yeah, what do you call it? A trifecta? Call it a trifecta for when you have a CD, cassette, and vinyl with all the same band.
Yes, you're on my TikTok.
Wow, Andrew's got TikTok.
Yeah, you may find me, you may not. No, it's Aussie.
I was going to say, Zippy's probably got it out for everybody to find it now, so don't worry.
No, well, I was going to say that it's amazing that Zippy actually found TikTok, knowing how computer illiterate he is.
I definitely do not have TikTok.
Someone did it for him.
And, you know, Mark, what's your dream car?
Mine?
Yeah.
It'd have to be a 71 Phase 3 Falcon.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I hear some people like a VF Redline Commodore. How boring.
She goes all right. Yeah, that's my daily.
Is it?
Yeah. I've had a couple of them over the journey.
There's a rumor going around that on your 40th, you were that drunk that you fell under the table and went unconscious, and then everyone says, "Are you okay?" And you made the excuse you're looking for your dog's ball.
Yeah, the tennis ball was under the table. I was just reaching for it.
You're knocked out.
Alright, I think we're about to go back here, Zippy.
Cool.
So my plan was to start about halfway up the straight, but as soon as I see Scotty drive up to the back of me, I decide that's the point to go.
You checked up.
You checked up, yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. Everybody else thought it went, but I thought I'd wait till halfway up the straight before I go to try and get a gap on them.
Yeah, nice work. You got a gap there. But yeah, a lot of people behind you checked up and you went to hit the brakes. Joel's all over me here. very fast. I just tried to put it in the right spot. And,
Cut the line.
He's all over you like a battle jacket, battle vest. Oh, here we go, Peter. Maybe cursing now.
I can't say what he's saying.
Got nothing but
Because
just have to wait.
And everybody's there, so you just got to fall right back to the back. Good enough. He's up there leading, and now he's back at the back.
James is pretty quick there too, all over Mark.
And remember, he's doing that with the controller too, so...
Yeah. And Glenn Boyce, I'm surprised Glenn Boyce is so far back because he's normally up near the top. Andrew, you're sitting in 30th?
Just warming up, mate.
Yep. This is so good for Will Munro because, you know, he's just starting to get back into it now, and yeah, you can see that he's just starting to get his feet back.
Was he joining his Civic?
And Craig's still fighting up there, top 5, up 28 places. Very impressive.
Aiden's as well, 15th. I think we should go to the front, Andrew. Not just because it's me, but there's 0.8 of a second between the top 3 cars.
Soon. I have actually got the close finish written down on my sheet, so don't worry.
Wow, he's actually faster than on that lap. Look at that, Hayden did his fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, considering his tyres are pretty old.
Yeah, him and Craig are on the same strategy I'm on, so...
Oh, now you've got Ray behind you, Andrew. It'd be starting to sweat.
Yeah, after about 10 laps of Joel on my tail for that long, and now Ray, I've got to keep putting it in the right spot.
And then you've got James Boardman behind that, so there's no there's no respite in it. Good quality drivers are all behind you.
Look at that, and it's so close, like everyone's so close in that top 10, like there's nothing between everybody.
I get the feeling something's about to go wrong.
No, it's just product placement. We do it every race.
All these boys setting their fastest lap of the race. Like 3 laps to go.
You just feel like something's about to go, aren't you?
We've all heard of Dave Baldock's pass of the century. I reckon this was the same of the century.
I'm wondering, is Dave Bulldog still alive after being decapitated by his bonnet?
Yeah, that's what I thought he was dead
yeah,
after.
I saw that too.
Oh!
Oh!
Well done.
Keep watching.
All 3.
3 wide.
Oh, this is this.
Oh.
Yes, okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Good
Bit
catch.
of, bit of drift.
And then
Yeah.
there's
Couple
bumpers.
of cars.
Oh,
up.
who's that?
That was Cormac in the
James.
fence after he touched me up. He got someone else.
Ooh.
He actually
there a
sent me a
tap
message
there?
afterwards apologising
No,
for
there
it.
was,
But
there was no touch. Scotty was close. I know from past, Scotty's a bit quicker than me into the corners. And I generally get out of the corners a little bit better than he does, so it does tend to have us pretty close to each other mid-corner.
But how's this for a battle to the finish, guys? Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
This is
Two-lap
a
sprint.
bit like running on empty. Green is nice.
So down here I've gone, yep, that's all right. I've got about half a second here on him, so I'll just work on getting my drive out of the corners. Try not to run it too wide. There's definitely a difference. These guys have got me for rubber.
You've got a bit of a break on Aiden now, your top three. So
Yeah.
and then Aiden's got a bit of a rep break on Craig Healy, but then after that it's the next 4 in a row. So yeah, we're all top drivers. Can Will hang on for a top 10? Alex Kiddis, a good comeback too. He was spun twice, so yeah, it's a great comeback.
We're on the last lap.
You'd be happy with 13th, Mark?
Yeah, I was fairly happy to be just outside the top 10.
So up here I decided to go with cover.
Yeah.
And then just sort of keep Scotty out. And
Whoa.
then these guys have a little bit of a touch up and I
Yes.
go,
Give you a gap.
that'll give me about half a second and I'll take that. And then I can just work on braking early, get all my points and hopefully
Last lap.
Yep.
When do you breathe?
Not until after the finish line. So cover here tight and then cover the next corner as well. I didn't go out like you normally do nice and wide. I just went, nope, I'm parking it here, don't care. Not even a second between the three of us. So.
But Roy.
And then I think that was the point at which I went, okay, I can breathe now.
That was a good race,
Right,
top
so-
race.
Trying to work out what happened further down the back.
Who are we looking at?
Scott McKenzie in second, Michael Jones, top stuff into third, Aidan Rice into fourth, Craig Healy into fifth, Will Munro, well done, into sixth, Ray Smith into seventh, Andrew, well done, top 10, and
Yeah,
into
pretty happy.
eighth, Alex Kiddis, top effort, coming back from there into ninth, with Benjamin Brook, well done, Benjamin Brook, coming
I
in
don't think
top
it's
10.
all over yet.
They've got more to come.
No, because Alex has suddenly gone a lap down. And
He
James
has to.
Baldwin slipped right back too.
So maybe they hit their incident limits.
Yeah.
I think that's a possibility because I know I finished 11th place. So
Yeah, I don't know what's happened there, but yeah, you're right. If it was incident points, that would kick in after the finish, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yep.
right. Once
Yeah.
everybody's crossed the line.
And he gets all the way back to the end of that lap. Ed Cullen, well done.
And it'd be worse if he's done it when he's crossed the line as well, like because he's off the track and everything else. So that'd be even worse if he's got himself that point after the finish line, but everybody else hasn't got there yet.
Obviously, Wayne Shepherd coming. Well, he finished so far back down. He was right up for a while.
Yeah, I think he
He
might have got tangled up in that thing that I snuck through because we were actually battling together quite well up until that point.
Yeah, even James Broadman's got the come up blue, so he must have copped incident points as well.
Yeah, I think is that Wayne driving sideways down the straight.
Yeah. He's got the the rear's missing, isn't it?
Yeah. So interesting last lap.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, there's probably a bit more to it than we know.
I will see if I can bring up some results. Do we want to put some thought into a driver of the day, or?
Oh well, yeah, we can do that if you want to. You guys, Andrew, who do you think?
Driver of the day. I mean, I love Roy's finish there. He held on right to the end, so he's my vote.
Roy, have you won yet?
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I would have said Craig Healy, 28 spots. That's a big drive.
Yeah, I'm thinking Craig.
I would.
Go on, Mark.
Well, I was going to go with Aiden. Only because I know Craig's had one, and Aiden, that's pretty good drive back. Even Andrew deserves 20 spots up.
Yeah, I'm sort of looking at Aiden, Craig, or Will Munro as well. But yeah, Roy is obviously up 7. Great tactics worked well for him too. So, I'll put up Will, so we can all have a vote.
Well, I was going to say Andrew Listener.
All right, what have we got in the chat here?
Does Hamish count? You can't really take Hamish.
Yeah, Hamish. I don't think Hamish can count.
No, because he's only saying that so he can stay at home and not pay board. That's the only reason he's saying that.
I heard a rumor that Hamish's mother slept with Will.
Really?
Oh my god!
At least
so what do we got here?
Got a Craig, we've got a Roy, we've got a Will. So Andrew. You went for Aiden, didn't you?
No, I went for Andrew.
No, I went for Aiden.
Andrew. So, it's going to be a hard one. We need some votes out there in the chat. Anyone got some ideas? We're pretty much stuck.
We got 28 people watching. We only got 3 likes. What's going on, people?
You won.
Yeah. Everyone's fallen asleep, Roy. They didn't need to see you win.
Yeah, it wasn't exciting enough for him to finish. That was the thing. It was a dominant performance.
While we got them typing out, Roy, do you want to thank anyone?
Yeah, obviously thank the league and the sponsors of the league for putting it on, and then for my team, obviously Grundy's Waste. We've got Tucker as well. We've got One Sport. Locked On guys who jump in and help us out as well. Obviously Chastity's performance setups, or what is it called, hot and spicy setups or something like that. So that he doesn't sell to anybody, but just they're there. And then we've got and obviously Chastity's YouTube page that we all have to advertise these days for him. And the guys in my team. So they've been a lot of fun. And they were actually quite supportive for a change this week when I said I'd won. So, but yeah, other than that, thanks everyone. I think Scotty and Michael had a brilliant race, and we all drove well there at the end.
Yes, it was a top race. Yeah, Scotty McKenzie and Jones and that. Yeah, it was great stuff. So who have you decided, Andrew?
I reckon Craig Healy.
YouTube didn't help.
Well, Andrew's the John Van Ray of the broadcast, so
Yeah,
he
I would
makes
say
this decision.
28 spots is a pretty big achievement.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great achievement, yeah.
Yeah, well, bad
Right,
luck,
we'll
Roy.
take
But
that back down
you
and
had
I'll
you
see
had a
if I
great
can find
drive, mate. A
some
top drive.
results.
Look, I think, yeah, I already knew Craig 28 spots. I thought that was a brilliant drive. And I mean, Aiden's was a great drive as well. But yeah, it's a big number and it's, he's got their nursing tyres to get that far.
Well, I don't think Aiden's been that high up before this, has he?
It's quite possible. I know he's had the pace to be there. He's just had some bad luck. So
yeah.
Well, he hasn't got any top 10s too. So well done, Aiden. A top drive from you too, if you're watching this later.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's about all I can do for the results at the moment.
Drivers certainly didn't make it easy this week.
No, so yeah, so we're all a fan of the tyres. Andrew, listener, you're a fan?
Yeah, it didn't. I can't see there was a great deal of effect on it. But then maybe because we didn't have the pace of the guys in split one, then that's why they did all the whinging and moaning and groaning.
yeah, I think I knew that I was going to struggle at the end with the guys coming at me, and they were I think the first 2 laps after the safety car went, I sort of had control of the pace, but after that they were faster than me. But I think it made a big difference because mid-race, when I was on fresh tyres, I was driving past guys who didn't have the fresh tyres quite easily. Like I came from 18th to I think 12th quite quickly. So I thought it was beneficial. I think something different and having the cars run just, so they're not all doing the same strategy all the time. Because otherwise everyone's just stopping doing this. Yep, I'm going to stop on lap 15 and then I'm going to stop on lap 30 and then we're all going to come home.
Yeah,
and at some point we have to test
I agree.
this.
I think John Benry was talking about it on the Split 4 broadcast last night too. And yeah, exactly what you just said. Basically, it's good to have some change. I mean, I know we're all old fuddy-duddies that don't like change, but it does get a bit mundane if you're not making use of things like variable weather and a bit of rain here and there and a tyre roll here and there and that sort of thing. I think a little bit of experimentation works.
I agree with what a couple said there too. It might have been good to have it on a longer racetrack or a longer race where the tyres really came into it.
Yeah, but you can do that sort of thing.
Yeah, but
in the future now.
It's got to be tested somewhere along the line.
And it's a bit like testing the rain out
Yeah.
on the over 50s the other week. I mean, someone had to be the guinea pig, and I think it worked quite well, to be honest.
And I think the rain's like one of those things we should be using. It's there for our car. Like we complained when we didn't have it in the supercar.
Yeah.
Now we have
We
it.
did.
Why aren't
Not
we
using it?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I've said it quite a few times now. It's just another variable that's now in the equation, rather than it just being purely about, race pace. It's just, I mean, it's quite easy for one of the fastest guys out there to muck up a pit stop or something like that and end up stuck on the wrong tyres or whatever.
Yep.
But yeah,
Or,
I think it's a good thing.
We did the over 50s race. I think I was one of the few people who started on dries in that wet race. Which
braver than me then.
Yeah, but we had people on wets until 3/4 of the way through the race. We had people change after the first pit stop, after the first safety car onto dries. And
most of us didn't know what we were doing. We were just we were all experimenting. So yeah, I thought it was good. Yeah.
And I only did my choice because I qualified back in 20th. So I went, oh, well, what have I got to lose? I'm already back in the field. So why don't I try something different to everybody else?
Yeah, look, it's also the race too. It's going to make a bit more interesting now, the points too, with Ray finishing down a little bit, with Mark finishing down low and Wade finishing down low. So it's going to be interesting to see what the results will be after one drop round.
Yes. Well, I'll get rid of that. I'll get rid of that Sebring one where I put the thing into the fence all by myself.
We've all done that on that track.
Oh, look,
Righto,
it's
guys. Well, I think that's just about
Yes,
us.
Tim. I do agree with that. Not cyclonic rain, but I think even bit what we did in the 50s race where it rained early and then the track was drying out. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Be
I thought
nice
it
to
worked
have-
quite well with a drying track
Yeah.
like that.
but even
Or start
the
dry
yeah.
and get wet.
Yeah, that's right. I think that would be great as well. Then people have
Yep.
to hang out, and it's like, oh, I know the rain's coming because okay, you can't see the radar, but at least you can click on and see the percentage of rain coming shortly anyway, while you're driving.
Well, you'd have
Yeah.
a fairly good idea before the race, wouldn't you? What was coming?
Yeah.
On the
Yep.
forecast and that. Yeah.
yeah.
So-
When we do
Yeah,
Bathurst, there'll be just a random kangaroo jumping across the track.
Or a
Don't worry, they
brown
had one
snake.
in America the other day.
Yes, they had a rogue kangaroo running down the street. Andrew, listener, thank you for joining in tonight, and yeah, feel free
Yeah.
to join in again.
Yeah, really enjoyed that, guys. It was a great race and good call, boys. Thanks for all the little notes of my history. Appreciate that. And see you boys out on track.
And he'll be
We've-
going to have words with
we've,
his wife right now.
We've got Zippy's source in protective custody now. All right, guys. Well,
right.
thanks to everyone for joining in on YouTube, and to all of you guys for sitting here with me and listening to all that. Yeah, much appreciated.
And we'll see you all at Winton.
Yeah, we'll see you
Yes.
next week.
How
Um,
exciting! Woohoo!
Rainy
We've been
wind.
told no rain at Winton, so that's good to
No
know.
rain at Winton.
That's just, it always rains. Like, that's realistic if it's raining.
They haven't had rain there for quite a while. It's very dry.
Well, John would know. He'd know exactly what the weather's doing there.
All right, guys. I'm gonna cut to our little video, and yeah, we'll
Good
see you
night.
all next week.
Yeah, thank you,
See you.
everyone.
See you guys.
See you, everyone.